Hello and welcome to the preview interview. I'm Sama Morningstar and I'm having a little preview interview with Laurel Kitten here. Thank you, Laurel, for joining me. This is a preview interview for the Womb-Centered Healing Temple's opening summit. And Laurel is one of the guest speakers in the summit. And I would love for you to share with us, Laurel, why you are excited to be involved in the summit and yeah, just what this experience has been about for you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Sama. Thank you, everyone. First, before I start, let us all know we have the Children's Eternal Peace Flame here. This is the Rainbow Sun Flame. This is a flame caught from the sun and has been burning continuously for almost 5 years. So there's a beautiful story to this, and this is here blessing us in our time together. So,
oh, lovely. Thank you.
The Rainbow Sun Flame. Okay. All right. Wow. So Womb-Centered Summit, a sacred circle of creation to support us in the return back to the sacred hoop, and the return of the great mother tree actually is what is present for me. I'm very excited that we're finally at a time in our evolution that we can actually arrive together in a collective of the sister field, because it's time for the women to come back together into the center of the hoop together. It's also, again, time for the full flowering of the mother tree, which in our colonizer program that we've been living in for quite a long time, this program, this culture has been very left brain dominant. Do, go, and this culture has been really missing the other part of the circle, our power place, which is our right brain embodied dreaming spaces. That is our womb-centered consciousness. And so for us to make this transition we're in at this really major awakening on planet Earth, our whole planet's going through a great shift right now because of where we are in the cosmos. So we're needing to really return back to the ancient order truth of the balance of the left and right hemispheres. Our aligned consciousness with our aligned power in one place. So this womb-centered summit that we're coming to gather around is to come and support this, what is our womb-centered consciousness? Because in a way, we've been really, the female aspect, the womb consciousness, the right brain dreaming, visioning aspect, how that plays into our life. What are our emotions? How do they sit in our body? How do we use them correctly to help clear and clean, heal karmas? How do we use that emotional space in our bodies to create true beauty in this world? That's our womb-centered awareness. It ties us to the center of the womb of creation and the universe, which all things come and all things go. So because we've been sort of dormant and missing in action, our dreaming space is not just for the women, but for the men, and how that plays into a truly healthy society culture, how we choose to conceive our babies, carry our babies, birth our babies, how we choose to initiate, mentor, come into our adulthood, how we choose to die consciously. This is all tied into the protocols that we get to embrace when we return back into our womb-centered consciousness, which the major great ways of our womb-centered consciousness is our birth, being born onto the planet. It's coming into our blood. It's giving birth. It's holding our blood in that power to be the true wisdom holders of deep power, the clan mother wisdom, and then how we drop our mortal coil. And these are 5 gateway passages that are right at the center of our womb-centered consciousness. And at this point, we can look across the board. Did we have a rites of passage? How was our birth? Were we supported in that deep dive mammalian embodied initiatory body process of birthing ourself and our babies into the world? Or was there a lot of left brain technology that came in and helped us out and didn't necessarily support our full hormonal flowering for our bonding and attachment, because we left out nature's protocol, which is womb-centered consciousness? So we're right at this threshold crossing right now where this movement of awakening truly belongs to the clan mothers. So how do we connect to our own clan mother consciousness? We need to go back and support this remembrance very clearly and practice this in our life. And in this process, we'll bring this healing to our whole lineage, because most of our mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, and how far back, there was an interruption in our wisdom knowledge.
Indeed.
And war that has taken, been going forever in this planet, those war traumas have really, we have a lot to heal and clean and align and come together. And the missing piece has been our womb-centered consciousness. So I am thrilled, I am honored, I am so grateful that we're now at the point that we are ready to gather in these ways and bring these conversations in, and that we have a whole circle of women to share their fractal part of the medicine, to bring the medicine bundle forward, the medicine formula of the womb of creation back to the altar place. And each woman's going to have a different sharing, I'm sure, that we'll be drawn to, that might be just what we need to do that next level healing in our own inner intimacy. Because right now we all need to take our deep inner seat, our seat of wisdom. The women need to drop so deep. I need to drop so deep in myself that I'm not able to fully get there without my other sisters. Why? Because there's only one woman heart. And because we were always one. And the only way we had some agreement through evolution, we got separated from ourselves and each other. And that is a lot of the problem we're seeing on the planet right now. So if we want to come into our sovereignty and create beauty and live in beauty for our children, our future generations, honor this evolutionary step of awakening, then our number one protocol is to come home in ourself. And as women, I can't do that without my sisters at the deepest level needed right now, because we need our full womb consciousness. We need to support each other to clear it, heal it, clear those traumas out of our womb, and have each other's back, and then align ourselves in that beauty way. And remember the Sophia wisdom, that spaciousness. It's an actual technology. And then we allow the feminine face of God to rise up through our bodies into the field between us. And that's what we take action on. And this is going to shift everything. It brings us back to the circle. It allows us to realign to our full tree, the full thing, and become the flowering fruits of humanity. So I'm very grateful. I'm excited about this womb-centered summit because it is the antidote for the whole planet. It's what it's time to be in this conversation now. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes, it's the medicine that's being called for, right? I mean, we are the healing balm that Mother Earth is producing for the evolution of life on this planet. We are that healing balm. So thank you so much for articulating it so eloquently and beautifully. And I want to welcome viewers who are listening, that big vision of healing the whole planet through womb-centered healing might seem quite large. I mean, there may be some viewers who are coming here with a very personal ailment that they're seeking healing for. And I just wanted to bring that big vision home to the personal, that womb-centered healing is very personal. And that as we listen to our own womb's calling for healing our own bodies and get in touch with our own sense of what we need to heal in our life here and now, with the very practical things of how we live our life. Just like you were saying, it seems like this big grand vision, but it's actually very simple and very personal and very intimate, and on a cellular level for each of us. our bodies are giving us the guidance that we need. And that alone, just how do I heal my own body so that I can do the things that I'm being called to do in my life, so that I can live my life in a healthy way. That question alone is exactly the medicine that that big vision is calling for each of us to do that inner inquiry and to discover the answers to those questions in our own day-to-day living and apply those answers in a devoted way, because we're returning to loving our own bodies and loving our own lives. And
That's right.
that return is that big vision that we're talking about for individuals. And as each individual does that for herself or himself, then we become a member of this collective healing process that's happening. And so this temple, and thank you for joining me in the temple summit, you, Laurel, and everyone who's joining us, is a place for us to support each other in that very personal, intimate journey of our own healing process. And that supporting each other in that journey is what creates this big field of collective healing that you were just talking about, Laurel. So I just wanted to make that connection and weave a bridge for us, because it can feel very overwhelming. Oh my gosh, I'm going to heal the whole planet, right? I just want to heal my fibroids.
Well, actually, right, that's the most important thing we have
Right.
to do right now, is to do our personal healing. That's the main thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It is the main thing. And that's the ingredient. Each of us has that unique ingredient that's needed for this whole collective medicine that we're brewing up. So thank you so much for joining me in this. And we look forward to seeing all of you. Sign up for the summit if you haven't already done so, and join us for this wonderful conversation that will be opening up this online womb-centered healing temple and bringing us together and beginning to weave this web of collective support for each of our individual healing processes that are an ingredient in the medicine for the world that we're creating. So thank you so much, Laurel, and thank you all for joining us for the summit. We'll talk soon. All right.